I still have everything set up from the video for the transmission mount. Now I'm going to work on the hydraulic engine mount, which would be way easier. So there's a third bolt lined up under there that I can't reach that because the power steering is there, but like that bolt actually doesn't exist for mine, so I had to get a spare from a junkyard. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to loosen up these two 14 mils and then jack up the car. Or not the car, the engine.
Yo, mid-edit here. Forgot to mention it during recording this, but if you do have that third bolt there, which I don't, I would recommend either having spare power steering fluid on the side or catching as much of the fluid as possible. Take the reservoir out. That will help you a lot. These reservoir pipes lines aren't really too flexible, but there is a mount that is further back there from the belt tensioner video. Remove the power steering reservoir if you are comfortable with doing that and catch all the fluid, or just top it off. It should be fine if you just top it off, I'm pretty sure. But that is a really bad spot for that motor mount bolt, and yeah.
Put those two bolts out, and the engine is on the block of wood on the oil pan. Be careful when doing that. I'm going to loosen up this 14 mil, and then there are two 14 mils underneath that I have lots of extensions to get. Oh my goodness, I didn't even realize that. Oh my goodness, that is not, oh. I didn't even realize how bad it was. That, it just did that. It's broke. Holy, didn't know you could do that with this thing. This thing was, I couldn't even get this out on camera. I just had to wiggle it around. The AC lines were so horrible. So I unplugged this, so I'll plug it back in. I fed that part in first, and then I had to get that end around the power steering line, which thankfully it flexes a tiny bit, just enough, but the mount is in there. I had to like line it up with the chassis side holes, and I gotta get that bolt in, which that bolt is right here. And this, it comes with hardware, so some hardware. I cannot reuse the old hardware with this since it's on its own specific hardware, but that's fine. The three bottom bolts, if you could reach them, which I only have two available, those go to 38. I couldn't find a torque spec for the ones that go to this bracket, so I'm just going to tighten all three to 38 as well. And for that, I have a lot of extensions because I'm getting at this from under the car. And the original hardware is a deep 14, but I'm using the new hardware, which requires a deep 15 millimeter, and this is the closest I have to a deep 15. It works. I got these top bolts, or the top bolts and the two bottom nuts there, torqued down to 38 foot-pounds. And these ones, I got them threaded in, and the engine's semi-lowered, so let's lower it all the way. Alright, those are tightened down, but I just need to torque them. With the engine lowered, got the torque wrench, and then let me get the extensions with the deep 14. I don't need that many extensions, but we're gonna roll it up. I do need this. I believe my torque wrench is still set to 38. I don't believe I unset it. You do not need this many extensions, but I just have them. I need 0.5 zoom. May need a swivel socket, that would help, but screw the swivel socket. Bam. And this one over here as well. I can barely even reach it, honestly. Bam. And if you had access to the third bolt, which I do not, but the bolt hole does not line up at all. Wow, that's fun. Whenever I do the power steering flush, I'm going to remove the reservoir and get that all torqued down. But if you had access to third bolt, also 38 foot-pounds, and that's with the engine lowered. And now, that's the transmission side and the passenger side. Motor mount is complete. So, do y'all think this is bad? Ew. That's gross. This moves around so freely. And then this is actually just like destroyed, literally. But there's the new mount. It sucked to get back in, but it works. To finish it off, let's get a listen to the cabin noise with only two motor mounts replaced.
Is it even making a noise? Wait, that's night and day. I can't even hear it in the engine, oh, in the cabin. Oh my god, that's so oh my gosh. I've been driving this car for the past 3 to 4 years now with the cabin noise inside, with the engine noise inside the cabin. It's been so annoying. That was only 2 motor mounts. That wasn't even the front or the rear. That was just... That's amazing. Oh my god. I can't even hear the engine unless I have the door open. Oh my god.